Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, December 22nd. Just one more day here before we take off for the holidays. Friday on Christmas Eve, the markets are closed in observance of Christmas. So tomorrow will be our last trading day. But today is Hump Day Wednesday. Woo, woo. Yep, here we are playing Christmas music. Hopefully you all have your shopping done. Your gifts are wrapped and you are ready for Christmas. I can tell you that although my shopping is done, I have not even began to do the grocery shopping. I know, putting it off to the last minute. What can I say? I really do hate grocery shopping. That's really what I can say. Okay, here we are on the SPY. Yesterday, big move, pushed back up above all those moving averages. This morning, we're coming back in, sitting on top of the 20. Beautiful squeeze here. We'll see which way this busts because as you know, when moving averages squeeze together, think of it like a spring. You can only hold it together so long before that spring pops. Which way are we going to pop, up or down? The Dow is actually giving us a very, very slight green signal at the moment. Obviously, you can see here the S&P a little bit red, but overall, mostly flat as we head into the session here. So we will also start to see volume really dry up here as we get closer and closer to Christmas. Okay, a few that real quick. FTX, I'm already in this from yesterday. Really nice move. It is green here this morning. I sold half, bought half, sold half. And so this morning I'll look to buy half back and see if we can capture the rest of this move. So I'm holding on to FTX. And I have half a position of Apple. Apple made a really nice push up off of the 20 yesterday. And it is holding. It's a little bit red this morning, but not bad. So we'll... We'll watch that position closely and then exit before tomorrow, the close of tomorrow. So the Apple I have is March. It's the March 18th 170 call. FedEx is the January 250 call. So those I definitely want to be out before the Christmas holiday. Okay, so anyway, if you're looking for new trades, Apple may just be one of them. Tesla had some good news this morning. It looks as though Elon is done with all of his selling and Tesla is on the move. Great reversal here yesterday, right? We pushed down below Monday's action, pushed right back up, really strong close, and you'll see this morning that we are continuing on very nicely. In the afternoon, we were talking about resistance levels, and it actually went up to about that 970 7 mark, right where we were talking about it yesterday. It is down at 968 at the moment, but watch it. Watch Tesla now for an opening range break on a day trade. Okay, back into some that I like for swing trades. The semiconductors have definitely struggled here recently, but yesterday several of them came right back in, pushed up like that, pushed back up away from the 50. NVDA is not the only one. You can look at AMD, ON, XLNX. NXPI, you can look at SMH, which is the sector. Look at all of those. Very nice move on NVIDIA in particular, back up above the 8, touching the 34. So anything over the 34 for a play to the 20. I like NVIDIA. These are the Februarys now. All of these I'm going to mention are in February, and these would be the 290s. IBM was on our list yesterday as well, and it continued on really nicely. It's in the gap. It has room to the 200, so looking for a move above yesterday's close up to the 200 in IBM, and I like the 130s. ATVI, Activision. Nice move here. Hit the 34 with a little bit of... or hit just above the close, just above the 34 here on a little bit of extra volume. Really beat up chart here. And this may turn out to be an inverse head and shoulders, which means we have a little bit more potentially move up and then another dip. But really playing this from here up through the fib line and maybe even up to the 50. So keep an eye on Activision, especially here at the holidays, all of these. Video games, of course, lots of video games being given as gifts, people playing video games, whatnot. So ATVI, I like the 65s. Yesterday, we saw a really big move in Boeing, and I know Boeing is a love-hate for an awful lot of people, but look at this move. It was UPS that came out with some big orders on this. It's pulling the 3 up nicely to the 8. I don't trade Boeing personally, but if it continued to move over the 20, using the 20 as a stop, there's a gap sitting up here as well. Lots of moving averages. It's been very beat up for a very long time, but maybe a W pattern setting in here on Boeing. And so we'll watch for continuation on that. The 200s or the 205s. Keep an eye on both of those and see which ones actually play out a little bit better. MGM, speaking of those W patterns, it's a really pretty W pattern. We closed just a smidge below the 50 after poking through it yesterday near this fib line. I like this over the 50. For continuation, obviously a lot of room. There's a little bit of a gap sitting up here as well in the 40, just shy of 47. So lots of room to the upside here in MGM. And as we continue to get out, even though we also continue to talk about Omicron, there's antivirals coming out there that should be approved by the FDA here very shortly. We have data suggesting that different vaccines are effective against Omicron and that it is overall a less deadly variant. So we're continuing to look at travel sites, hotels, and MGM here. I like these at the 45s in February. Well, speaking of drug companies, a few came up on the list. ABBV, beautiful move up, consolidation on lower volume here, looking for anything over the high of yesterday in ABBV, and I like those at the 130. Haven't traded Lilly in a hot minute. This one, gap up. This had to be on some news, but I'm not sure what it was. Pullback gave most of the gap, or gave most of the gap up move back. Gap still intact, so it is a bullish gap. Anything over the 3 or over the high of yesterday in Lilly at the 270s. Now these don't have as much volume, so make sure some volume comes in on those. And then lastly, Procter & Gamble. All right, this one is one that we have watched here recently, and it had this nice big pullback, came right into the 8, using the 8. Looking for and yesterday we actually put an inside candle in, so we like that look. Let me get rid of this line. Ooh, let's try to get rid of that line. There we go. Nice little inside candle look there. There you go. So we're looking for a move above yesterday's high for entry to the top side. If it fails and it goes below, then we would look for a downside play. But for right now, I think we're looking to the upside, and I would look at the 160s in February. All right, there's a lot of other charts out there that are setting up as well. If you have any questions, please reach out, Heather C. at GivingTreeTrading.com. And I hope to see you tomorrow before the holiday.